A word to parents with only one child, for lessons from a hard experience, by someone who learned the hard way. Let me sit down and share a story with you, not to complain, but in the hope that some of you might avoid the mistakes I made. I'm 72 now, and my husband, Mark, is 69. A little over a year ago, we made what we thought was a beautiful decision to move in with our only child, our son Brian, his wife Emily, and their little boy Jacob. You see, we've been living in a small town in Ohio. We'd owned our house there for over 35 years, a modest 3-bedroom place. It was nothing fancy, but it was ours. When Brian and Emily invited us to come live with them in Portland, Oregon, we felt honored and excited. We thought, isn't it wonderful? In our golden years, we'll be close to family, help with the grandson, and all live under one roof like the good old days. So we sold our home, got just under $100,000 for it. Not much in today's market, but enough to help out and bring a little cushion for the new phase of life. Before we left, a few old friends warned us, don't sell your house, they said. What if things don't work out with the kids? You need your own space, your fallback. But we didn't listen. We trusted our son and daughter-in-law. They were both educated, thoughtful people. We had raised Brian with love and care, and Emily always seemed kind and respectful. We figured, what could go wrong? Well, friends, I'm here to tell you everything went wrong. Within 6 months, we left their home with tears in our eyes and nowhere to go. Why? Because of 4 things we did, thinking we were helping. But in truth, we crossed boundaries we didn't know were there. 1, speaking too freely. Both Mark and I have always been the speak your mind kind of people. Back in Ohio, our neighbors either loved us or avoided us. We called things as we saw them. No sugarcoating. On our first night in Brian and Emily's home, Emily cooked a big dinner, sweet and sour salmon, steamed shrimp, a lamb stew, and a few fresh salads. It was lovely. Brian even pulled out a bottle of aged scotch. Must have been worth hundreds for a toast. I looked at that bottle and my stomach turned. I knew my son wasn't making 6 figures. So I blurted out, Brian, where'd you get that scotch? You better not be taking bribes at work. Brian and Emily looked stunned. Brian quietly explained it was a gift from a close friend. But I pressed on, raising my voice, suspicious. Nobody gives you a $300 bottle for nothing. You'd better not end up in jail. We didn't raise you like that. Well, the neighbors overheard. You know how sound carries in modern townhouses. Word got around. A week later, Brian got called in by his HR department. Some anonymous complaint about ethics. Nothing came of it, but the promotion he'd been working toward? Gone. Just like that. That night, Mark told me, I think we've made a mistake coming here. 2, meddling in their routines. Mark and I were both nurses. He worked in geriatrics. I was in surgery. Cleanliness was next to godliness in our house. We bathed daily, wore fresh clothes every evening. We passed these habits on to Brian. But when we moved in with them, we noticed Brian and Emily didn't keep the same standard. They were busy. After work, they'd eat, wash up quickly, and head to bed without showering. It made my skin crawl. So, every time they did that, we knocked on their door. You need to shower, I'd say. You've been around people all day, germs everywhere. They tried to explain. We're tired. We'll shower in the morning. But I didn't let up. That's no excuse. You're bringing germs into your bed and to your child. Eventually, they stopped responding to our knocks. Brian looked embarrassed. Emily started going to bed with headphones on. What we thought was helping, keeping them healthy, just made them feel judged and micromanaged. 3, taking sides in marital disputes. Like any couple, Brian and Emily had their occasional spats. One night, over dinner, they got into a disagreement about finances. Mark and I immediately jumped in to support Brian. I said, Brian works hard and gives you every dollar he earns. Why are you giving him a hard time? Emily went silent, then left the table in tears. What we didn't realize, what no parent wants to admit, is that the moment you side with your child in their marriage, you make yourself part of the problem. Emily began to see us as intruders, not guests. And truth be told, we were. After that, the air was always heavy. The warmth was gone. We were walking on eggshells. 4, overstepping in raising our grandson. Jacob is a bright, energetic 10-year-old. He's in fourth grade, curious, full of imagination, but not very focused on school. His grades were average, and that worried us. We tried to tutor him, made him do extra worksheets after school. We pushed him to read instead of playing on his tablet. We even told Brian and Emily that they were being too lenient. They told us, we don't want to put pressure on him. His happiness matters more than a perfect report card. But we didn't agree. We argued, if you don't build good study habits now, he'll fall behind forever. Eventually, Jacob started avoiding us. He wouldn't sit with us, wouldn't talk much. One day he told Emily, Grandma and Grandpa make me feel stupid. That cut deep. Brian and Emily sat us down and asked us to stop interfering. They said they appreciated our concern, but needed to raise Jacob their way. That was the final turning point. Mark and I looked at each other and knew we were no longer part of their picture. We'd become a problem. What we learned, we moved out that month, rented a small apartment on the edge of town with what little savings we had left. It was hard, lonely at first, but it gave us space to reflect. What we thought was love was control. What we thought was help was judgment. And what we thought was closeness was actually overstepping. Looking back, our biggest mistake wasn't what we said or did. It was assuming that because we raised Brian, we still had the right to shape his world. But he's a man now with a family of his own. And love, in this new season of life, means letting go. Not walking away, but stepping back. If you're a parent with one child and you're thinking about moving in with them in retirement, pause and think. Keep your independence. Keep your place. Be close, but not too close. Offer love, not lectures. Support, not supervision. You'll find more peace, and they'll love you all the more for it. From one old soul to another, keep your compass pointed to dignity, love, and quiet wisdom. Let them come to you. That's when the real beauty of aging shows. Warmly, a neighbor, a parent, and a friend. If these words felt like they were written just for you, then you're in the right place. Here on Senior Heartfelt Wisdom, we share gentle truths, soulful reflections, and thoughtful conversations meant for hearts like yours, seasoned, strong, and quietly radiant. Subscribe now and join our growing circle of wise elders who are embracing life on their own terms. Let's walk this meaningful path, not alone, but together. You deserve inspiration that speaks your language. Let this be your cozy corner on the internet.